hit him to Adam Schefter, getting in some overtime hours with free agency now underway. Since the window opened just over 26 hours ago, he's tweeted nearly 150 times. You heard that right, 150 updates on NFL moves being made, and he is not done yet. Matt, we got more breaking news from Schefter as well.
Yeah, you see those breaking news tweets? We have more breaking news with another guy who's not getting much sleep, Jeremy Fowler. Jeremy, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you? You're talking about Mr. Geno Smith, right? That's what's going on. Big trade.
I am. That's right.
Yeah.
Give me some breaking news.
Yeah, so we got Geno Smith headed to the New York Jets in a trade with the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders were set to cut Geno Smith on Wednesday, but they were holding out hope that they could get any sort of trade value. Well, the Jets took that question out, and they basically gave up a 6th-round pick in exchange for a 7th-round pick, so a swap of late rounders. Not a big deal, but at least the Jets get their man. Now, he had $8 million due to him early in the new league year, so presumably the Jets will pay that, and then the Raiders were on the hook for the previous $18 million. Now, this is interesting because the Minnesota Vikings had Geno Smith on their short list of potential quarterbacks as well, so the Jets wanted their guy. They took the guesswork out.
And he's going back to the place where he was drafted. We'll see how it works out a second time around. The Patriots also making a move this afternoon. What's that?
Romeo Doubs is headed to the New England Patriots. Green Bay Packers former wide receiver. 4-year deal. Should be somewhere between $70 and $80 million on that deal with incentives and max value and all that fun stuff. So they get their guy. The Patriots were in on the A.J. Brown situation. It appears that that has died down. And now you have, the situation where Romeo Doubs can go in there and help Drake May right away. He had several suitors. The Washington Commanders were also involved, several other teams. So now that Doubs is off the market, some other receivers like Juwan Jennings out of San Francisco should fall into place, and the dominoes will fall wide receiver.
Again, you got to build around the young quarterback while he's on a rookie contract. The Patriots have done that. Jeremy Fowler, great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, free agency may be in full swing, but the first round of the NFL draft is just 44 days away. The Raiders are still expected to select Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza first overall after addressing their defense yesterday by agreeing to deals with Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker.
Talk about Lige, the Texans signing a 2-year deal with him. Sending off one of your protection guys to a rival in the division is an interesting move.
Well, my thing is the Houston Texans finally spent some money on offense.
Yeah.
Like, people have been talking bad about C.J. Stroud. I'm like, well, all the money's going to the defensive side. Like, even this offseason, right, they redo the Neil Hunter's deal. They bring in Reed Blankenship. And their secondary was already the best secondary in football. So just like, when are you going to surround C.J. Stroud, one, with protection, but then also some playmakers? So I love this move by the Houston Texans. You talked about it. They make the Indianapolis Colts a lot weaker, but then you also get some protection on the right side. Now they actually have good depth at the offensive tackle position. And DK, you know this, when you're protected, your confidence goes up as a quarterback. So I love the Braden Smith signing by the Houston Texans. I don't know where they're finding this money, but I love that they're being aggressive.
And for the last couple of years, it's been rough for C.J. Stroud because he's getting hit a ton. Like, everybody wants him to show that rookie form. He had great protection. He does have it in him, but they have to do a better job solidifying that offensive line. This is a big step in the right direction.
All right, Lige, Danny, we certainly appreciate it as we're talking about some of the moves coming down. Romeo Doubs going to the Patriots, Geno Smith, a reunion of sorts going back to the Jets, looking at some upcoming NFL dates, and we're looking ahead to April 23rd. That is when the NFL draft kicks off in Pittsburgh.
Breaking news here on SportsCenter. The Lions have agreed to a deal with Isaiah Pacheco. A source told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Pacheco has spent his entire 4-year career in Kansas City, winning 2 Super Bowls. He'll now partner with Jahmyr Gibbs in the Detroit backfield after the Lions sent David Montgomery to Houston in a trade last week.
Let's bring in our Jeremy Fowler and Jason McCourty for some of the big news in the NFL. Isaiah Pacheco is the first topic we'll hit. Jeremy, your reaction to this move with Pacheco leaving?
A source told me that Isaiah Pacheco is looking forward to resetting his career because his last 2 years at Kansas City had a lot of injuries. But if you remember that Super Bowl run, he was all about it, getting 20-plus carries. He wants to get back to that. So it really was more about fit than money for him. He's probably going to play on a 1-year deal at a couple $1 million. It won't be a huge deal, but he gets the opportunity to tote that rock next to Jahmyr Gibbs as that sort of number 2. They love to play in the running game off of play action. It's going to be perfect for him.
Hey, J-Mac, your thoughts, because this is a situation, Lions lost a running back. You know you need some depth at the position, and they got it today.
And I think to what Jeremy's saying, this is an opportunity for Pacheco in a role that I think fits him. He's going to have a dynamic running back in Jahmyr Gibbs that's going to be in the backfield next to him, who's the explosive guy, the big play threat. But you bring Pacheco in for that rugged style, and you think about Dan Campbell, the head coach. He always uses the term grit. That is Pacheco. When you watch him run the football, you can just see that coming through his feet, the way he's placing on the ground, and the way he's trying to run through defenders. So I think filling that role that Montgomery was for them in that backfield, down at the goal line, third and short yardage, he's going to be able to fulfill that. And I think we'll be talking about him a little bit differently, hopefully, after the season. And when you come from the University of Rutgers, like, you're actually going to be a guy that's going to be a big name out there.
Oh, yeah, good Rutgers plug. Anytime you can get a Rutgers plug on SportsCenter, because it doesn't happen often, you got to take advantage of that. Look, the Kansas City Chiefs, they've been in the conversation the past couple of days. Guys they've let go, guys that are coming in. Kenneth Walker III, obviously the big name in that one, but also Travis Kelce re-upping with the Kansas City Chiefs. He was on Pat McAfee today speaking about the move. That is new on SportsCenter.
You always need to take a step back. You always need to take a step back, breathe, let the emotions of the season settle down and see where the body is and things like that. But, man, I'm still in love with this game. I still love going to work, putting on the pads, grinding it out, and just, playing the game. And I think my best opportunity was playing for the Chiefs yet again and running this thing back with Pat Mahomes and Coach Reed, and got my guy Eric Bieniemy, Coach Bieniemy back. There's a lot of pieces in Kansas City that I absolutely love, and I can't wait to get back in the building with them.
Jason, this one's interesting because I think everyone every year is like, Chiefs are cooked, they're done. Travis Kelce, hang it up, you're done. But here they are running it back. Your thoughts on Kelce coming back for another year? He mentioned Bieniemy. This could be a good thing.
Absolutely love it. I think for Travis Kelce, news broke this week that his mom was renovating a house. He probably got a text from mom that, hey, we may need you to come do some things around the house. He said, to hell with that. I'm going back to football. But I think his impact, not only on the field where he was 6 in receiving yards and touchdown among tight ends this past year, but also his impact in the locker room. He's an energizer bunny. He's a guy that brings out the best in his teammates around him, and I think that goes a long way. Mahomes is a guy that this offseason, he's going to be limited with him working his way back from injury. Having a leader like Travis Kelce out there on the offensive side of the ball, a guy that knows Eric Bieniemy well as he's bringing him back into the fold as the offensive coordinator, he's a guy that's going to set that tone, and he still can play at a high level.
You get the star running back, you shore up the offensive line, same as it ever was for the Kansas City Chiefs, especially if Patrick Mahomes comes back healthy. I want to switch gears to another team now in quarterback news. Tua Tagovailoa expected to be released by the Dolphins. He is then expected to join the Atlanta Falcons. That was kind of a whoa moment around the league. Fowler, what can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you that this relationship between Atlanta and Tua makes sense for two reasons for both sides. One is his style of play. He's a rhythm and timing passer, and he's accurate. He's not that deep downfield driver. So for what Kevin Stefanski likes to do, which is create accurate opportunities to get the ball in space and get yards after catch, it works for them stylistically. And then also, I was told it was important that Tua is a good locker room guy, and he'll be supportive of Michael Penix regardless of what happens. Like, look, nothing is really promised here as far as who's going to start when or where, but Michael Penix has a long road back on that knee issue. So OTAs, training camp, that's going to be a lot of Tua. So they just kind of need to see how it goes. He's got an opportunity with that on a pretty good roster to see how it shakes out and make his impression felt. So whether he's the starter or not, or if he plays a month, plays 2 months, and then Penix comes in, or if Penix is the guy week 1 and ready to go, Tua is going to be supportive of that and in a good spot.
And they love a left-handed quarterback in Atlanta. By the way, we've seen this a number of times now. You bring in a veteran to maybe help along a younger quarterback who's battling injuries. We're going to see more of them as the league year progresses throughout the week. So, guys, stay tuned. Amina?
All right, we've already seen a ton